one girl who thinks everyone loves her and thinks everyone is her friend. But honestly, just find her the most annoying thing ever. And when someone doesn't like her, she cries. Also, the same girl to say that she did so bad in a test, she's internally crying. She tells you she got 98%. And then she asks you what you got. You tell her you got 78%. And then she says, oh my god, that's so good. Like, no. You literally just said that you got such a bad score. I got so much lower than you. And you told me mine is good. Make that make sense.
So I used to know this girl who would constantly say things like, guys, sorry, I'm so ugly. I just ruined the whole group photo, I'm sorry. And then everyone would automatically comfort her and be like, no, you're beautiful, you shine. And then she would be like, no, but thank you. And she would do the same thing over and over again, trying to get everyone's attention. So eventually I got tired. So the next time she came to me saying, I'm so ugly, I was like, you know what? You are. She was like, what'd you say? And I was like, bitch, you think you're ugly, I can crop you out of the photo. The fuck want me to tell you? I'm not the one who made you look like a woolly mammoth.
We literally had that one kid in primary school who would literally ruin everything for the class. Like, say if the teacher was doing that 1 minute in silence thing because we were talking too much in the lesson, and then we'd lose like a minute of our break time. But if someone as such as made a sound, then like we'd have to start all over again, like blah 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 blah. There would always be that one kid who thought he was an actual comedian because he kept on making bloody gorilla noises in the 1 minute of silence, and then we'd have to keep on starting the time all over and all over again, and this dude just wouldn't stop. And he's not even funny. He sounded like a bloody demented goose. Like, are you okay? And then we'd get onto the playground, and there'd be these group of boys who were like hella mad, and they were like, oh my god, you lost 5 minutes on our break time, like, fight me. And then there'd be year 6 beef, and then we'd have that depressing talk with the teacher about how, oh my god, you're the top of the year, like, we like look up to you, like you should be better than this.
One day, we were in class. I was in band at the time, and the classroom phone rang, and the teacher went and he answered the phone. He got really serious. He got this really concerned, shocked look on his face, and he hung it up and he turned to us and he said, everybody sit down, be quiet, the bell's going to ring in a couple minutes, you're going to stay seated. And then he went over to the doors and he locked them. First, some of us were like, well, is it a bomb threat? Because we used to get bomb threats all the time, but then we realized that doesn't make sense because when we get a bomb threat, they evacuate us. And then we're like, is there some type of killer in the school? Is there a weather alert? The teacher wouldn't answer any questions. He was told not to. And the bell rang. We all stayed seated and we sat there for a really, really long time. And then the next bell rang, which means a whole other class period had passed, and still he said stay seated. And I can't tell you how long we were trapped in this room and nobody was telling us what was going on.
I'm pretty sure my parents have very selective hearing. I would be there minding my own business, doing my own thing, right? And then I would hear my mom screaming my names from the bottom of the stairs. So I would go like, what? Really loudly. And so many times, but she literally wouldn't be able to hear me. Then I would have to go down and my mom would just be there asking, oh, what are you doing? But when it's like 2 a.m. in the morning and I'm calling my friends, whispering, barely making a sound, basically just breathing, she would already be storming to my bedroom, half asleep, yelling at me to shut up. How does this work?
One time when I was 5 or 6, a teacher found a pair of shitty underwear in the bathroom and all the teachers had to line up their students to find out which kid needed to be sent home. My teacher literally went round the class putting her hand into our pants to make sure we had underwear on. I'm still pretty traumatized from feeling her crusty, dusty old woman hand in between my ass cheeks. Anyway, it got to the last kid in my class and my teacher put her hand in his ass, and when she pulled her arm out it was covered in shit. The kid was crying, so was the teacher. One student threw up and I caused a chain reaction and everyone was throwing.
Here's a short story which happened to me years ago. I was in the mall with my mom. We were shopping for clothes. I was small, okay? And when we were going up the escalators, I let go of my mom's hand. Then, when I held her hand again, it was not my mom. She just happened to have the same coat as my mom. Then I had to run in embarrassment and pray to God that I never see her again.
When I was a kid, I was obsessed with serial killers. And in 4th grade, we had to do a project that was who inspires you the most. And I obviously just didn't know what that word meant and came to school and everyone was like, oh, my mom inspires me the most because she makes the best apple pie. And then they called on me and my teacher was like, okay, Jamie, who inspires you the most? And I said, Jack the Ripper. And my teacher was like, okay, why does Jack the Ripper inspire you the most? And I said, because he never got caught. Guess who never got bullied again?
It is so annoying when you're just having a conversation with your friend and then the teacher goes like, am I interrupting your conversation? Like, yeah, yes you are. May we proceed? Also, when you ask your teacher to go to the bathroom and they have the audacity to say, why didn't you go at lunch? Well, maybe, just maybe, I didn't need it at lunch. I'm sorry, I can't control my bladder. And it's even worse when it's a female teacher who says it, because she knows the pain.
Why is it whenever you just look kind of scruffy and you're going to your local shop, you're wearing like a baggy t-shirt, tracksuit bottoms that barely fit you anymore, and you haven't even brushed your hair? You kind of just look a mess, you know? And then you walk into your shop and then like half your class is there. It's like, why? So you decide to go to another shop. Guess what? The mean girl's there. And then you see the office lady. Please just go home and come back when I'm not there.
In my opinion, Miraculous is a tiny bit overrated. I mean, sis, don't get me wrong, I ain't no hater, but it's the same in every freaking episode. You know, someone gets angry, then they get acclimatized by Hawkmoth, then Ladybug and Cat Noir come to the rescue and fight a little bit, and then Ladybug uses her, like, lucky charm, and then they win. Then Hawkmoth, at the end of every single episode, is like, I will get you next time, Cat Noir and Ladybug. Just you wait and see. Miss Girl! Well, it better be soon, Hawkmoth. It's been like 100 episodes, and you ain't even been close. Get your game face on. Get your game face on.
Is it just me? Like, when you're scrolling through TikTok, you could be on any video, and then automatically TikTok, like, scrolls down, like, a bajillion videos. Like, I'm sorry, honey, but I'm not finished with the one I was just watching. And you've just scrolled down, like, 10 videos. So then you have to scroll up again to watch the videos that TikTok just told you, no, you don't.
We all have that one kid in our class who always has to be right. Or you're just lucky enough to get into a good class. Say, if they get something wrong, they'll go like, oh, I was gonna say that. Were you, Billy? Were you? Or, if someone else gets the answer right, they go, yeah, I was going to say that as well. Were you? Now, mate, were you? Oh my god, and we can't forget the teacher's pet. So, say if it was reading time and some kids were talking, you would go, shh, 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 shh. Boy, you ain't the teacher! Let the teacher do its job! Something I don't get is when I'm just minding my own business, you know, on my phone, scrolling through TikTok, feeling really relaxed in my enclosed bedroom. Then, a parent just randomly walks in and just stands there and then complains about everything I do wrong. For example, me always on that phone, never helping out with the house. I literally washed the dishes the other day and cleaned the bathrooms, which is absolutely disgusting. But the worst thing ever is when they finally leave the room. But they don't close the stupid door. You entered the room with a closed door. You leave the room with a closed door. What do people not understand about that? Then I would have to move up from my very comfortable position and close it myself. Close the door.